Hi, I'm Sproins. This is episode 2 of my Xisuminati Modpack series. Last time we kind of got our bearings together, did a little bit of exploring, and since then I've been pretty busy. Mostly mining, but I've done some other stuff too, so let's catch up. First of all, here's a horse that I now have. I haven't named him yet, but I found him and I actually went fishing over there for a saddle. And I found the armor in a chest when I was caving, and you can see his stats if you look in the middle of the screen at the very top. It says jump strength 0.87, and then his speed 0.22. And this guy was the fastest out of all the other horses that were around in the area that I looked in, which was over here. I even marked a little waypoint. There are horses over there. But he was the fastest. His jump speed was also higher than most of them, or his jump strength, I mean. But I can't really see myself using jump anymore. I mean, it's just a horse, and this is modded, so eventually, like, the horse, he's not even really going to be that relevant. But for now, while we still don't have flight, just going to enjoy having a horse. So you can see he's decently fast. So yeah, just been using him. And we can jump back in here. Right. And also, I've been doing a lot of mining. So let's go check out the mine. First of all, I want to say that this terrain eater, this pick, is amazing. I've been mining for probably several hours. Well, I know several hours, and this is all the durability that it's taken. So that's really awesome. It's almost OP. It's really fast, and it also places down torch every time that you right-click. So I haven't been having to waste material on making torches, and that's pretty cool too. Down here I have an XP drain, and that's from open blocks. Underneath it is a barrel. So anytime that I have XP, I don't have any XP right now, but all this mining has given me a lot of XP. So I can just stand on here and it'll suck the XP through my feet. I guess that's how that works. And then I can store it, and I can pick this up and move it around. It'll keep its inventory. So yeah, I still haven't died yet, but just in case, I don't want to lose my XP. So that's where I've been storing it. These are caches, as you can see. In Wayla, it says stored 10,000 of 10,000. So these each hold 10,000 of whatever item you put in. I have cobblestone just because I was getting a lot of cobblestone, mining out these mines. And this one is full, 10,000, and this one is 2,300. I probably don't need all this cobblestone, but I'm kind of a hoarder. So I want to hold on to that. I might find some use for it later. Here are the ores that I've found so far. I got quite a bit of diamonds actually, but then again I was mining for a very long time. My goal was to get at least 2 stacks of every ore, so I mostly succeeded. There's a couple, like gold, still pretty rare to find. Silver, I'm almost there. Some of this other stuff. But this should still be a good amount to get me going, just to start out with. There is one other thing that I made, and it is a traveler's glove. Traveler's gloves, right? So what this does is you can wear it as your gloves, I guess. And if we press R, you can see the recipe is really simple, and you can add modifiers to it. So I put on the maximum amount of haste modifier that you can put on the glove. So I max this out with haste. That's like, I think something like, I don't even know how many stacks of redstone. Maybe like 60 or something like that. I don't know exactly, but there's a lot of redstone that went into this. I actually almost ran out of redstone. Of course, I made it back up. But yeah, there's a lot of redstone that went into this. So what this does is when you put it on, it will give you haste. It's not a super crazy amount, but it's a lot. So we can kind of see here, that's pretty fast. If we take off the gloves, then a little bit slower. So it's not a super noticeable boost, but it is a little bit of boost. Right? Any little bit helps. So that's kind of nice as well. Now the hammer has leveled up. I was talking about that last time. Hammer is leveled up to its maximum level. So if we hold shift, it says skill level master, and there's no more XP underneath it. So we didn't get auto smelt, which is good. We got haste. We got durability plus 500, and that's one that I added myself. So as soon as it leveled up the first time, it allowed me to add one of my own modifiers. So I threw a diamond on that. So durability plus 500. It also gave me luck. It actually gave me luck twice. As you can see down at the bottom, it says looting 3, fortune 3. The second luck was actually its very last modifier that was added the last time that it leveled up. So once it got to master, it gave me the second luck. And before that, it was only looting 2, fortune 2. So that's good. And also durability plus 50 was another of the modifiers that we got. So this is a really good tool now. And it only costs cobblestone to make, and it only costs cobblestone to repair. And not to mention, I still have some other modifiers. I think I might have 2 or 3 modifiers that I can add myself. I haven't really decided what I want to do with that just yet. Another thing that I made, as you can see on my hotbar, is this golden bag of holding. And yeah, look at that. That's awesome. So if I hold it in my hand and I right click, it opens up this inventory, that's like a double chest that I can just put stuff in, and it clears out my inventory because it's all being held in the golden bag. So that's been a big help when I've been mining. I don't have to stop and come back and dump off all my cobblestone and all my ores. I can just dump everything in the golden bag of holding and continue mining, and then once that gets full, that's when I can come back and slowly kind of organize everything. And I think that's basically it for what I've been doing. So today what I want to do, we have quite a bit of ores. So I want to do something with those. I also want to go to the nether. I kind of want to explore the nether, see what that's like, maybe get some more resources that I can't quite get in the overworld. And I also think I want to start working on a little bit of a base. I think I want to go outside, maybe build something on top of where I am right now, where I started this video out. And I think what I want to do, the big goal kind of project for today, is I want to make something that I made a while ago when I first started playing around with mods. And that is a self-sustaining, fully automatic tree farm that will overproduce power. So it'll power itself, but it will produce so much power that I'll actually be able to tap into the power that it's producing and use that to power some other simple machines. It's pretty basic idea for mods, and I think it's a good way to kind of look at what some of the mods have and what we can do with them. So I'll mostly be using thermal expansion because this mod pack doesn't have Ender IO, which I like Ender IO, but since there's no Ender IO, we're just going to go all out thermal expansion. So let me get some stuff prepared and I'll be back and we'll get into actually doing stuff. Alright, so I'm just collecting everything that I need for the tree farm, and I ran into a little bit of a snag I wasn't expecting. I need electrum blend to make electrum ingots. Now to get electrum blend, you need pulverized gold and pulverized silver, and you mix those together, you get the blend, and then you smelt the blend, and it gives you the ingot. And to get the pulverized versions of these ores, I needed to make a pulverizer. And here's the recipe. It's just piston machine frame, which is tin gear, which is tin around iron. So nothing that difficult. Copper gear, which is copper around iron, and reception coil, gold, redstone. Easy. And to power it, I made this furnace generator, which I'll be using in the tree farm. So here's the recipe for that. It's just iron, furnace, redstone. Really simple. So I should just be able to drop some coal in here. You can hear it start powering. It'll start powering up and it'll burn the coal for 20 seconds or so at a power level of 40 RF per tick. Now normally this would be filling up its internal buffer. Let's see if we can get rid of NEI. But currently it's transferring its power to the pulverizer. So I should just be able to drop in the silver, and very slowly you can upgrade these to be faster. So there's the silver, and there is the gold. Right. And then just put them together for Electrum Blend. And you'll see what I need the Electrum Blend for very soon, but I don't need these guys for now. Alright, so back to the crafting. Before we get into building the tree farm, I want to go to the Nether, take a look, see what's in there. So here's the portal, and it's lit, and it's right across the way from where the base is. And let's go. Let's see what we got. Ah, the Nether. Scary. Alright. Let's see if we spawned close to a fortress, maybe. We can grab some of this quartz ore. Let's see if it drops the actual quartz. I know in some mod packs it drops like the block, the quartz ore block. But no, we have the actual quartz, and I think it's also affected by the luck on the hammer. So there's 3 there. So right, and I picked up a lot more than 3, so that's cool. Okay, this looks pretty safe. I'm actually going to go back here and set a waypoint. So another exit. I think I'll keep this one blue. Easier to see against the red of the Nether, or like a light blue. Yeah. So it doesn't look that interesting, honestly. It just looks like regular old Nether. I'm gonna have to find a way to get down without dying. Okay. I think that's one of those Nether chests that's added by one of the mod. Let's go down there and check it out. I'm gonna have to slowly dig my way down here. Alright, so here it is, Undertaker added by Ganny's Nether. And we have dimensional bread and some nuggets. Dimensional bread. Let's eat it. Did it add any effects, or just fill up hunger, I guess? Okay. Dimensional bread. What's that? That looks really cool. Glowing reed. Cool. That's another Ganny's Nether mod. Let's pick that up. See if we can take it back to the overworld and place it. Cool, so it's like reeds that give off light. That's neat. Let's see if we can find anything else that's interesting. Alright, well sadly the Nether doesn't have a whole lot to offer, so I just decided to come back. We'll definitely have to go and explore it a little bit more later, but for now I'm ready to move on and get to the tree farm. So I need to put away all my stuff. I'm actually going to have to make a chest for all of this Nether stuff that I picked up. So here's a cool little trick. You can just take wood logs, put them in the shape of a chest, and it will give you 4 chests. So that's neat. 4 chests is actually more than I need right now. I'll just put these off here to the side for the moment, and space click. Alright, so inside this golden bag of holding, all of this should be everything that we need to make the tree farm. So space click, grab it all. First things first, we want to put down the harvester. This is what we use to harvest our plants, so we put it like that. And then anything in a 3x3 area in front of the face will get harvested, like trees. Here's the recipe for the harvester. Really simple. Plastic sheets you get from raw plastic, which you get from smelting, let's see, the rubber bar, which you get this every time you cut down a rubber tree. So I did that. Shears and factory machine block, which is more of those plastic sheets, and some stone, smooth stone at that. Alright, next we want to place down the planter. We'll plant the planter down right there, and in a 3x3 area above it, its face, it will plant down whatever we put in here. So I'm going to put in some saplings. I'm going to put them in like this, and then we'll turn consume stack off, so it'll always leave at least 1 in the stack. This way, this blocks anything else from filtering in. All these saplings like this. Right, and here's the recipe for that. Pretty easy, more of the sheets, another machine block, piston, and flower pots. Right. So now, what we want to do is connect these guys. First I'm going to use a transfer node, and let's see, I want to put the transfer node right here, underneath the harvester. And then we'll need transfer pipes. Alright, so here's the recipe for the node, really simple. And then it just takes the transfer pipes, which is, this is the recipe, but you want to use, let's see, the redstone, because that's rationing pipe. You could use any of the pipes that you want. Transfer pipe's the one that I used, so, like that. And now we have the transfer pipes, so we want to connect like this. Actually, I think I'll do it like this. Right. Actually, now that I think about it, what I want to do is instead of connecting directly, like instead of sucking directly from the harvester, I think what I want to do is have a chest behind it, because it can output to a chest. I don't want that kind of chest. Can I change it? Yes. I'm also going to sleep. Right, so we'll put a chest right here, and it will output anything that harvests into this chest. And in the chest, that's where we're going to put the transfer node. The transfer node will suck the items out and put it into the planter. Right, just like that. Now we also want to filter items into a redstone furnace, which is a furnace that runs on power. So I'll also have one of those. And in this, it's going to be burning oak wood. Now there's no way to kind of filter this out unless we use an actual filter. So I'll take one sapling and one of the wood, oak wood log, and one of these filters. Here's the recipe for the filter. Really easy to make. So I want to hold it. I only want one. I want to hold it and right click while holding, and then we'll put in a sapling, and we'll put in the wood log, like so. And we can grab this guy, and you can see on the tooltip, oak sapling, oak wood is the filter. We'll put that in there. And so whenever it harvests the trees, it will export the oak sapling and the wood into the chest, and then the chest will only suck out what's in the filter. Right, and the sapling will go here, because it won't be able to go here. And then the wood will go here, because it won't be able to go here. And that's the basic idea of that one. Right, so now we need to say to the redstone furnace, whenever you burn the wood, it doesn't have any power right now, but it'll burn the wood, and then it will power the redstone furnace. And when it burns the wood, it will produce coal, and the coal, we will tell it to export the coal to bottom and import from the top, because it's connected to the top and it's exporting to the bottom, to the furnace generator. And next to the furnace generator, we will put the leadstone energy cell, which will accept power from the right side. I think it's blue. If it's not, I can just change it later. And it will also start to take power from the RedNet energy cable. I already showed the recipe for furnace generator. Here's the recipe for redstone furnace. Copper gear, it's copper around iron, one of these things, redstone reception coil, and a machine frame, basic machine frame, just glass and iron with a tin gear. Tin is just tin around an iron ingot, and then bricks. So yeah, really easy. And this is what I actually needed the electrum for. So here's the recipe for that. It's this redstone conductance coil needs electrum ingots, which I was unaware of. This is the most basic energy cell that you can make. And basically all this does is kind of a buffer. It's a storage unit for power. So the redstone furnace creates the coal. The coal gets exported into the furnace generator. The furnace generator will power up, and it will power the redstone furnace, and it will also power the leadstone energy cell. And then from there, we suck out the power with the RedNet energy cable. So on this mod pack, there's not a whole lot of options for transferring power, but RedNet energy cable looked like a pretty good option. Here's how you make them. A redstone block, gold, and some of these smaller RedNet cables, which these don't actually transfer energy. I think these are just for transferring redstone signals. But here's how you make them, more of those plastic sheets and redstone. So what we want to do is run a line of power into both the harvester and the planter. Now it looks like they're connecting, but it shouldn't be a problem because this is running energy and this is running items. So I should just be okay leaving it like that. And really we're basically almost done. There's a couple more things that I want to do though. So now we need to actually get this thing powered so it can start. We could do that like right now and it would start working. So let's actually do that. Got a little bit of coal just to get it going, so you can hear it powering up. It'll put its power into this thing first, and a little bit of oak wood that I put in there. It's kind of a buffer as well. And then once that powers up, energy should start flowing into this leadstone energy cell. So let's just wait. Alright, the redstone furnace is fully powered. Therefore, this should be putting energy into the leadstone energy cell. You can see very slowly it's charging up. Let's actually disable everything that's not connected, and then set this to blue, meaning input, and then set the front to orange, which is output. So this should be outputting power into planter, and you can see on the Wayla tooltip at the top, it's getting powered. And then the harvester is also getting powered. And if we look up there, yeah, it's already automatically planted the saplings. So let's go up here and have a look. Pretty neat. We also want to put down this drum right next to the harvester, because as the harvester continues to work and continues to cut down the trees, it will fill up this slot with sludge, and sludge is no good. The more sludge that's in here, the slower the trees will be cut down, the slower this will do its job. So you can fix that just by putting a drum right next to it. It'll automatically export all the sludge just right into the drum. So I guess now we wait for a tree to grow so we can see if this will actually keep up. And hopefully it does. I also got some speed upgrades, so if we put the speed upgrades in there as well, it'll just it'll make it to where it will distribute the items that gets ejected into the chest. It'll distribute them a little bit faster. So let's wait and see. Oh, there's a tree. And harvester is doing its job. There's the sludge drum. You can see it turned into a sludge drum. And there should be, well, I put the speed upgrade in there, so we don't really have time to see, but there should be oak wood is here, and because this is full, it actually will not burn, which I guess is kind of my fault. This is the bottom, and it's set to output, so why is it not outputting? Ah, I know why. Because this is coal and this is charcoal and they don't stack, so I'll just take this coal out. And now it should automatically eject. Right, and I think these oak saplings also went up as well. Anyway, the idea here is that what should happen is this furnace generator will always have a maximum capacity of charcoal. And in the redstone furnace, this should eventually get backed up with wood. And that does mean that eventually this chest will start getting backed up as well. But I have an idea for that, but it's not a concern right now. Same thing with the planter, the saplings. Eventually this will all get filled up. We can see it right now in real time. It just filled up with saplings and then replanted the sapling. We can see it again, like so. And then the redstone furnace also fills up with the wood, and that's working just as it should. But yeah, eventually they will start backing up, and they will start backing up into this chest, but we can do something like, we can throw on another transfer node, well maybe not like that, and then we can put down some transfer pipes and then some kind of storage units over here, and then just pull it directly from those storage units. Again, not something I'm worried about right now. Also, we will get the apples. The apples will build up in here because these oak saplings, the oak trees obviously also drop apples, and the apples have nowhere to go. The filter says it's not accepting apples, so of course the apples will end up right here. So yeah, that's basically it. It's basically done. I'm just gonna I guess watch it for a little bit, see how it goes. Alright, so I said I wanted to start working on a base, and I kind of just went ahead and already threw something together. Here it is. It's right next to the tree farm. So I've been using chisel and carpenter's blocks. You can hear the tree farm. That's something I'll have to take care of eventually. So anyways, what chisel is here's the recipe for the chisel. Obsidian stick, pretty easy. You can also make diamond or iron, but I believe obsidian has the highest durability. So what you do is you right click while holding the chisel, and it brings up this interface, and then you can drop any compatible block over to this left side, and it'll show you all of the options that you have to transform the block into another block. So I've been using these oakwood double slabs, and of course if you want you can turn them back or turn them into any of the other available options. So I've just been using these as kind of a border trim, I guess, and like so. I've also been using these carpenter's stairs because you can't actually convert these chisel blocks into stairs or slabs or anything, but you can use a little bit of carpenter's blocks trickery. So recipe for these is you place carpenter's blocks in the shape of stairs, and the recipe for carpenter's blocks is just plank surrounded by sticks, and you get 5 of them. So that's pretty cool, and what you can do is just place down the carpenter stairs, and then whatever block that you right click on, it'll use that block, but it will cover the block with the texture. Looks pretty cool, and you can get it back too. You can either break it, like if I do that, I'll get back both the carpenter stairs, the oakwood plank. There's also a hammer that you can use, which I have one, but I put it away. And so, yeah, this is what I have. I think these two colors work out pretty well. It's kind of open, so I'm going to have to light the area up just so mobs aren't climbing in through here, but I think I'm going to leave it like this instead of like putting windows or something. I kind of like this open design. It gives you a nice view of the surrounding area. These are also carpenter's doors. They work the same way as the blocks, and you can change what they look like using a hammer, which I did. So this little part, this is going to be like the first level, and I think what I want to put here is just storage and stuff, and then I'm going to have somewhere a stairwell, maybe like I'm thinking like on this side, but maybe possibly over on this side as well. It leads down to a another area below, and that's where I'm going to put machines and stuff. So if I move down, I'll be able to hide the wires. If we go around here to the side, there's a little path with stairs that lead up to just kind of a balcony area. This is kind of like a miniature version of what we have down there. It's also very open, and I like it. I think I'm not going to put a roof on. For these carpenter's barriers, again, they work the same way as all the other carpenter's blocks. And I used basalt, polished basalt. So I think maybe not the best texture, but it looks alright. And yeah, it needs like maybe a little bit of embellishments, maybe some plants or maybe bone meal up this area or something. You can see all these trees. I actually just planted these so I could harvest them so I'd have the wood, but yeah, I think I'm going to leave them. I think they add something to this overall feeling. But that's what I have for now. I like it. We'll work on it a little bit more later. Alright, so now let's take a quick look at the tree farm, see how things are going. You can hear it working. That was the furnace generator. That's good. This is backed up with charcoal, which is great. This is backed up with charcoal, and this is backed up with wood, so that means we should be seeing some wood up here. Nice. And of course the saplings will be blocked because the oak wood is blocked. I'll have to take care of that later. But this is a really good sign. Like, all of this power and all of this power is excess power. So this is power that we'd be able to tap into and use to power other machines, which is perfect. That's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. And we also get surplus of wood and apples, but not really a whole lot of apples. You can see the sludge drum is filling up. We might do something with that. There is a way to process the sludge with Mine Factory reloaded, but might be something that we look into later. For now, I think that's going to be it. This episode ran a little bit longer than the first one, but that's okay, I guess. So we got some stuff done, started to build a little bit on the base. We got the tree farm working. Took a peek into the nether. It was somewhat disappointing, but we'll see what other secrets it holds later. And we met the horse. He's a pretty cool horse. We'll have to come up with a name for him or whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.